Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Pokemon episode review. Because the journey starts today. I think I'll ever get Loki. I'll never get tired of that. The journey starts today. Hey, 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 hey. I have problems, bro. I have inherent problems, and I need to sit my stupid ass down. We're here today to talk about the B versus Ash rematch, which I will give them credit for. They handled better than I expected, and I'm actually pretty happy with the result. So we got a draw, and pretty much there will be a third match, which means they're kind of making B a pseudo rival. Although I think this episode does a much better job of showing her character and having her still be stoic but still like enjoyable to see, and they because like keep up the gag of her not knowing Ash's name, almost as if once he beats her is when she'll remember his name. I hope she's featured in some we need to have a rematch episodes, and like so her character is fleshed out, because it's obviously they're treating B as like a pseudo rival, which I'm down for. I just need to see more of it. Chuck got handled about exactly the way I expected, where they referenced that they fought. They even showed Bayleaf, which was great. That was the last time Bayleaf will make an appearance for the next, 6 years or some shit. And then he kind of just floats, and then he just becomes commentator. And I'm low-key disappointed. We don't even get to see his wife. I'm like, come on, bro. This isn't even the same dojo. Like, you're not even going to show his wife or his, like, students and shit. The other people knew Ash. Like, I guess, hey, look, Chuck got some screen time, and we got to see some Poliwhirl fight a little bit, I guess. Sorta. Yes, no, I don't fucking know. It trips me out that the highlight of the fight, in my opinion, is probably Pikachu versus Hitmontop than it is Riolu versus Grablock. Only because the way they handled the Riolu versus Grablock is once you break out of Octolock, guess what? We're just trading one final blow. That that match is so short. The second half of that match is so short. I'm like, bro, come on. What? Like, why'd you do that? The star match was more Pikachu and his fights than it was fucking Riolu. And Riolu's the one who had all of this pent up aggression. But it's not really an arc anymore. It's more of like shit that's just happening. It's like the whole I've grown from the experience. And then he uses like 2 off the wall moves where he uses Electric Web on the floor, Electri Web on the floor, and then he uses Force Palm, I guess, at the last possible second. And I'm like, okay, I don't think you understand. Like, the problem I always have with Ash losing in his arcs is that, like, the stuff he takes away from his downtime and then he comes back for the second fight, usually some shit that, like, has a strategy behind it. I guess my problem here is that, like, it also seems janky that, there's a strategy with Riolu, but there was no strategy whatsoever with Pikachu. Like, so Riolu had a plan, but Pikachu didn't. And I'm like, what? What kind of shit is that? So you knew how to handle him with Riolu and didn't plan to have him be handled by any other mon because Riolu was going to be specifically saved for Grablock? I don't know, bro. Sometimes I just get into one of them modes where I'm like, man, that's kind of bullshit. But realistically, Pikachu has the better fights. The Riolu thing has, and granted, I like the animation, I like the OST, like the shit, like the actual whole complete package was cool. The cute moments with B eating sweets and being obsessed with sweets is cool, and the fact that there's gonna be a running joke of her referring to him as the Riolu trainer instead of Ash is kind of funny. But I'm cool with a draw because that means he doesn't just fucking get one bullshit down episode and then comes back and fights. But like I said, I think they underplayed the Riolu section of the rematch anyway. So I'm like, okay, so the final match will probably either Riolu will evolve during B's match or will evolve before they fight again. I'm thinking it's the latter because I think we've already seen clips of the whole Darkest Day plot line, which I'm not exactly happy about how that's going to get handled because you're not even really doing most of the characters. Remember, I think Chairman Rose has been introduced and Leon, but you haven't really touched most of the Galar gym leaders. You haven't even touched some of the Galar specific characters like B or fucking Marnie or fucking Hop. Hop, I thought would be introduced purely because, hey, look, I'm the younger brother of the champion. I thought you at the very least you had to throw Hop in there just off of relation. I don't fucking know. But the episode was fine. I'm glad they went with a draw so it can kind of extend it and I'm glad this episode has way better characterization. I'm trying to think of anything else of note, and then the next episode I believe is the Zapdos episode, which the only cool thing about that is that it's essentially a Team Rocket raid battle with Ash and Go. And then apparently, Go's gonna catch a fucking Zapdos. Okay. Although, by the way, Go is also an afterthought in this episode. For God's sakes, him catching a Chinchou was essentially off-screened until the very end of the episode. So I'm like, okay. I'll see what the focus was. All right, whatever. But overall, better than what I thought. I'm glad it was a draw. And I'm glad B has more characterization here than she did in her first episode. This is why people say, this is why I'm saying, like, her first episode is weaker than her second episode because her introduction to me doesn't really fill in until this episode. I mean, for God's sakes, we got to see a flashback of her as a child and how Chuck trained at Galar Karate. Why is all that in the fucking second episode I see her 5 episodes later than her introduction? I'm just saying. Also, I appreciate that they use like the old school Pokemon theme, like it's the OG Pokemon theme because they're in Johto, and you get to see the whirlpools that they had to go through to get to what is it, Cinnabar Island? Not Cinnabar, Sinwood City, Sinwood City or Sinwood Island. I forget which. I appreciate all that references. That's kind of cool. The only thing you really need to show me at that point was a Lugia shadow, and I'd be like, all right, we good. But yeah, all in all, good episode. I liked it. Liked it a lot. GG. GG. All right. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Shit. There's nothing down there. Just like my dick. Life's a game. Play to win. And I will catch you guys later. Oh man, the journey starts today. I said the journey starts today.